Hello? Hello? Joe?
Hi, Libby. It's Joseph, actually.
Hello? Is your camera not working? Can you see me?
Oh, yeah, sorry, hold on. Gotta set up the old dinosaur. Don't have a new laptop, so it's a plug-in webcam for me, I'm afraid.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna grab a Sauvignon while you get sorted. I'll offer you one, but since this is an online situation, you'll have to settle for a distance bottle.
Yeah, go right ahead. Right, got it. Oh, nice PJ bottoms, by the way.
Thanks. I've always been a big Snoopy fan. My mum used to call me Droopy Drawers because I'd be running around with my Snoopy pajamas around my knees.
Oh, that's sweet. Personally, I was a sooty and sweep kind of kid. It was the sheer comedic genius for me. That and watching a puppet slam its head on the table every time something inconvenient happened. Funny stuff.
Ah, yes. Nothing like watching a man with his hand up a toy bear's ass punch a table.
No, but get this. There was a toy dog involved too, also with a hand in ass situation.
Believe it or not, I am familiar with Sooty and Sweep. I never really got puppets, so always found them creepy. Clowns too. I was at the circus with my mum once. It stopped at this like big park place near me, and we went, paid a $5 each to get in, and I was absolutely traumatized. Cried the whole way through, and it was so bad that my mum demanded our money back and used our refund to buy enough donuts to make us sick.
Christ, fair enough. There's definitely a special place in hell reserved for clowns, especially the grumpy buggers who do kids' birthdays and have a shit name like Bobo or Chuckles. At least you got donuts though. I remember the last time I had a good greasy fairground donut. My sister used to snatch the bag after they were all gone and lick it clean of sugar.
Ah, yes. What is better for 25 screaming children than a 6'3" idiot in big shoes and makeup with a badge that says Mr. Giggle on it? I'll pass. Cheers. I get donuts every summer now. I go to Bournemouth Beach on the 23rd of July every year.
Any particular reason?
Me and Mum used to do it every year. Most years it rained that day by fluke, but we still stripped down to our teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikinis, went for a swim. Then it was always donuts and coffee with our legs dangling off the end of the pier.
Oh, that sounds sweet. Coffee and donuts, though? Were you a stereotypical American cop?
No. I was a 12-year-old whose mother should have known better than to let me develop a crippling caffeine addiction when I was still in the womb. I would have it through an IV if I only could sit still in the hospital long enough.
Jesus Christ, 12? Mum wouldn't even let me try coffee until I was at least 15. She's a bit of a freak about it, actually. I suppose it comes from her being a teacher for so many years. They just tend to live off the stuff, don't they?
Yes, indeed we do.
Ah, so you're one of those, are you? Go on then, what do you teach?
If by one of those you mean an educator of the next generation, tasked with shaping the lives of the young, vulnerable and impressionable, then yes, I am indeed one of those. I'm a geography teacher. It was a fallback to God knows what. My first class degree is gathering dust in my mum's loft along with the rest of my potential.
I meant a coffee-addicted teacher, but good to know. And my mum was a coffee-addicted history teacher for years and then switched to decaf RS. But why geography?
I'm just really passionate about deltas, you know.
What's a delta?
Gabriel Villarreal.
Who?
Not a Drag Race fan. Oh, never mind. So, RS. That's got to be a fun house to grow up in.
Unfortunately not, no. No, Mum taught history whilst I was growing up. I was that kid who knew all the kings and queens of England without using a horrible history song, might I add.
Impressive.
And I managed to make a cracking project on World War II in year 10. Won me some serious house points, that did. No, it was only after I moved out and then switched to RS. A fairly simple swap, if I'm honest. There's a lot of crossover if you look for it.
You know, that happens in colonialism, riddled with leaders who want their way, turning to God for divine intervention, all that. What do you do? I feel like all we've talked about is our mums. Lockdown must be getting too much.
Sorry. Is it obvious that she's been my most dulled number recently? Well, currently I'm not doing anything. I was taking some time off to go traveling, seeing as I didn't do it after university like everyone else I know. I worked in financial services for a bit to earn enough money to do it properly.
Financial services? Is that so people can prep for their bank accounts MOT?
Very witty. I suppose so, in a roundabout sort of way. It's about protection, development, investment, risk.
Well, you jump, I jump, Jack.
What? It's Joseph.
Nothing. I know. Where were you going to travel?
Well, I was going to Mongolia and then moved south through China.
Oh, I love China.
You've been?
No. But my housemate and I ate a different section of the Golden Temple's menu every weekend for months, and that was a real educational experience. I now know that if something says menu on it, you probably don't want it.
Thanks for that. I'll bear that in mind. Anyway, yeah, move south through China and end up in Vietnam. The history in Saigon is really quite something.
Did your mum teach you about it?
No. Mum favours Korean history, which I'm not all that interested in, really.
She sounds interesting, that's for sure. Or maybe that's just my bias towards other teachers and the infinite hell that teenagers put us through. I mean,
I don't doubt it. Mum used to come home fuming some days because year 10s were playing up. The year 13s wouldn't pull their fingers out and finish their coursework.
Yeah, tell me about it.
She gets so stressed around exam season, bless her. I always try and go home around that time. All I can do is make her tea and biscuits while she sifts through pages and pages of God knows what. But I know she appreciates it. It's because of that, though, that I do make a mean cuppa.
You go home, like, every year. Where's home for you again? Don't you live in London?
Yeah, I do. Home is a beautiful little corner of the country called Barnard Castle, near Darlington.
Go to the same opticians as Dominic Cummings, then?
Good one. Alas, I didn't see him. Maybe I'm due my next prescription.
Well, you must be in dire need of an eye test if you couldn't even see him.
I have been known to put the wrong contacts on most days, so I wouldn't put it past me.
Do bad eyes run in the family? Not asking in case we have kids, don't worry.
Just on Mum's side. Dad has 20/20 as far as I know.
Just you and your mum now?
I've been that way since I was 3. Dad met a woman in Galway and off he went. Before you make the comment, yes. Ed Sheeran got inspiration from him personally. Haha.
I'm disappointed that you think I'd make a comment. I haven't had enough to drink to be quippy tonight. That's rough. No, I'm sorry. Sounds like you and your mum are really close now, though.
I've just heard that joke so many times over the years, I kind of expect it now. It's like a reflex. But yeah, we are. Always have been. Always will be. She always worked hard and never expected anything in return from me. I suppose that's a very teacher attitude. A couple of girlfriends in the past have been in education, and they were similar in that regard.
You know, we are the unsung heroes of this pandemic, after all. Feel free to clap on your doorsteps.
I take my hat off to you. I couldn't do it. Not after watching Mum and previous partners do it.
You're a serial offender, then.
What?
Made your way around the staff room.
Oh, I wouldn't put it quite like that, but I suppose I have dated a fair number of teachers, yes. Although never a physics teacher. Mum said once that they're all a little unhinged, and quite frankly, she's right.
Oh, I hear you there. I once found one of our maths department giving the head of sixth form a blowy in the disabled toilet at the staff Christmas party. And she was there with a boyfriend.
What school did you say you worked in again?
A nice little hellscape I like to call St. Paul's, or St. Pills, because that's the only way to cope, according to the deputy head.
Sounds like a right laugh. Staff party shenanigans and SLT on drugs. Next, you'll be telling me the art department uses each other for live drawing practice.
Hey, I don't know what they do in their spare time. And Helga is a very beautiful and voluptuous woman.
As long as they don't do it on school property, I suppose. That breaks a whole load of rules.
Indeed. So, you're back on the dating scene. Didn't work out with your previous faculty members.
If I had to grade my last date, it would definitely not be hitting the pass mark. Let's put it that way.
God, now that would be a strange parents' evening.
It would indeed. What about you? What's a Snoopy Sauvignon girl such as yourself doing on Zoom dates, of all things?
Well, this may come as a shock to you, but there are a lot of shitty people out there with a lot of issues and baggage, and I, quite frankly, just don't need it. I also need someone to zip up my dresses and help me catch spiders, and I guess there are some other perks. I love dating in person, really. Dinners and coffees and long walks that turn into a bar crawl, and well, it's not like I have anything else to do.
There are an awful lot of awful people out there, I agree. I'm not the spider catcher in a partnership, I'm afraid. Terrible arachnophobia. But dresses and dinners and coffee and walks I can do.
That's nice then. What would this date look like in person then? Where would we go? What would we do?
Yeah, it depends. My go-to restaurant is a Chinese, but by the sounds of it, you've tried China already. So you pick the food, I'd pay, of course, and then walk by the river and see where it takes us. There's a decent coffee shop in the village that does an amazing matcha latte, and their brownies are heavenly.
I had a matcha latte once. Tasted like grass, and I can't say I'd repeat it. I'm a big black coffee with 3 sugars and a shot of cynicism kind of gal, personally. Liked Lorelai Gilmore. You've seen Gilmore Girls, right?
I haven't. It was mainly history documentaries and programs about fossils for me. It's what Mum liked to watch.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Mum never really understood soaps and such. Yeah, said they weren't useful in life nor practice. We had a subscription to Nat Geo for a while, and the TV was mainly for history programs.
Well, that sounds like a hoot. We were into the little Edie, Ab Fab, Gilmore Girls, and the like. We watched Tarantino movies at the weekend and debated the degree to which they were totally dreadful. I always love shows and films that piss me off. Music, too. What kind of stuff are you into?
Mum always used to play radio too. So old music, I guess. Barry Manilow, the Bee Gees, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't understand modern music at all. It's just a load of beeps and bops. Or a bunch of jumped up men like Matthew Healy and Alex Turner thinking they're God's gift to music. Don't even get me started on rap. But I do like more indie stuff, I suppose. Coldplay, Bastille. Mum plays them when she cooks.
You and your mum sure do have a lot in common. Your love of indie music being one thing.
We're just very close, I guess. You're not close with your mum?
Well, yeah, but not as close as you seem to be with yours.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with being close with my mum. What with it being just her, my sister, and myself growing up.
She's a big influence in your life, I guess. I don't think I met someone my age who still has the same relationship with their mum that they had when they were 16.
Well, as I said, my father left when I was 3. It was mum or nothing.
Right. Let's change topic. What does your sister do?
Clara, she's a data engineer.
That sounds quite dull. How does one engineer data? Is data plural? I swear it is. Sorry. Is it boring?
Well, I'm personally not interested in it, but it makes her happy, so I'd say that's enough.
What kind of data does she work with?
I don't understand her job or what kind of data it is specifically, but she works for Ordnance Survey, so she uses maps and geospatial stuff. Something to do with rain, maybe the hills. I'm grasping at straws here.
Oh, that's actually quite interesting. We use OS maps in the college. Most maps are, that's for sure, but they're pretty cool, you know. I toyed with being a cartographer for a while until I realised I can't walk or draw in a straight line.
No sense of direction, huh? Mum's the same. She's got 16 kids stuck out of a mountain on DV at the moment. One of the poor things fell in a river. She had to fish him out by his back rucksack.
Oh, how do you do it?
Do what?
Bring your mum into every single thing that you talk about.
I don't think that
Her music, her job, everything. She's a teacher, and that's totally cool. But you sure have dated a lot of teachers.
Well, I just
look, I'm sure Freud could sit down with me and drum up enough business to buy a first-class heat degrees to worship Oedipus himself. But honey, mum stuff, it's kind of creepy.
You're so far out of line. How dare you?
Oh, look, not even. You're a really nice person, I'm sure, but I don't think this is going to work. A tip for the future? Talk about you for once, not your mum, okay? It's all very well and good being close with her, but if she's your defining feature, then you may want to take up a hobby or two. Try knitting. You know, you and your mum might have that in common. A lot of people do. Oh, mum this, mum that. Would I have to fucking breastfeed him on the first date? Jesus.
To what do I owe the pleasure this time?
Ed, where are you finding these people?
What do you mean?
Are you rooting through some kind of dumpster fire of dating rejects? Am I repugnant? Did I do something horrible to you in this life or any other? I like to think I treat you with kindness and respect. So why do you want me to die alone?
But what are you on about?
Look, all I'm going to say is that Joseph has some serious mummy issues that he needs to work through before diving into the big wide world of dating. Currently, he is still virtually at the teat.
Right. Calm down. So, Joseph was turning to his mum. Maybe that's a new kink you could have explored, and now you'll never know.
Oh, behave. I can role play with the best of them, but some things are just, oh, that is just weird.
Weird for you. Turn on for others.
Try to tell me something, mummy's boy. Honestly, he was all, my mum did this, my mum loves that. You know, imagine if every day I went back to the fact that my dad buggered off and then had to go and drop dead. It's not exactly pillow talk, is it?
Right. Well,
Sorry. He was just really weird, that's all.
He can't have been that bad.
No, like seriously. Everything we talked about, he somehow related back to his mum, and he just wasn't quick enough. You know, no banter, very black and white. I mean, I like quick, but in conversation, at least.
Oh, bless him. Yeah, Joseph has always been quite straight-laced. Never did anything wrong or wild as far as I can recall.
How on earth do you become friends with him?
I went to school with him. He was a massive swot, such a tryhard. I sat next to him.
Let me guess. Was it in history?
It was, actually. We built a lolly-stick trench together with a full army. Well, all right. He did it on our behalf, but I did a lot of research for it.
Sure.
I'll find a better one. I promise. Just give me another chance, please.
They better be dipped in chocolate and free of mummy issues, or this friendship is over.